It's Roll On Iowa with your host, John Robert Anton Bacon and Alan Stroh Jr.
See ya. Yeah. Excited about the show. Hi, everybody out there. My name's Al Jr., and this is the first episode of Roll On Iowa. Brand new Hawkeye sports talk show coming at you. And just a little bit about myself. My name's Al. I'm from Iowa City, born and bred. Huge Hawk fan. Love the Hawks. And can't ask for anybody that's a bigger fan of the Hawks, maybe, except for this guy over here to my left, Mr. John B.
Well, hi there. My name is John Bacon. Just a great privilege to be here on the set tonight. Looking forward, Al, to doing the show with you.
Yeah.
It really has been a dream of ours for many years
It has
to have a Hawkeye talk show together. Boy, and I can't help but sit in this room, and it evokes the memories of what I grew up with, and one of the reasons that I think that I am such a big Hawk, and it is the sports opinion show that was started by Al Grady and filmed right here in this very room. And I just can't help but think back to one of my personal idols, Al Grady, tonight.
Well, that's great, John. And, like I was saying earlier, we've been talking about this for probably 20 years, about having our own show, having our own sports. Because the thing is about us is that we have such a, it wells up inside us, our love for the Hawks, and we just need to get it out. You know what I mean? It's almost like a therapy of a type,
I believe it's going to help me. I think my wife would just as soon I come on here and talk to you about it.
Right, right. That way she doesn't have to hear about it.
Right,
yeah.
Right. So, I tell you, one of the first things on my mind tonight, and granted this is before my time, certainly before I was born, but I do think as a Hawk fan we should recognize the passing of our coach, Forrest Evashevsky. Certainly the coach that led Iowa to 2 Rose Bowl victories in the late 1950s.
Only coach to lead us to Rose Bowl victory.
You know what? When you really stop and think about that, very impressive considering that it hasn't happened in 50 years since then. So
absolutely. Yeah. So we wish all the best to his family and friends, and classic Hawkeye. Just Hall of Fame, great guy all the way, and we love that guy.
Absolutely, tip the cap to him. And tonight, certainly, also want to say best luck before we get into our Hawkeye show. Best of luck to the City High Little Hawks. Our
Little
alma
Hawks,
mater,
yeah,
playing the state playoff.
We both
game.
went to City High.
That's right.
And so they're playing Hempstead tonight.
That is right. Coach Sabers and his crew. What an outstanding season! It is so impressive. And,
citywide,
we're pulling for 'em.
There's something in the air this year. Citywide. I was talking to my old man. My old man's been a Hawk fan for 40, 50 years, and he put it basically about as good as you can put it. He said, you know what, this is a special season. This is a special season. This stuff does not come up. We don't have these types of seasons all that often. You know what I mean? The way I was thinking about it is the talk around town, about this year's Hawk squad, even as late as a couple weeks ago, was, one game at a time, and, that sort of very conservative line about, they want you to quote-unquote enjoy it, but almost like enjoy it but not too much. And I was on board with that until the end of that Michigan State game. Now, once we won that Michigan State game, I was like, you know what? I thought about this, and I said, at that point it was, week 8. At what point? During what season? In week 8, do we honestly get to still talk about the national picture? Realistically,
it has not happened before in our lifetimes.
Right.
And the bottom line is, it's absolutely incredible when you consider we blocked 2 field goals to win that UNI game.
Absolutely.
We blocked that punt, Claiborne coming through the middle against Penn State in that incredible atmosphere that night.
Right.
To win a come-from-behind win at Madison when I have to admit, in the first half, it didn't look like we were matching up with them, and to win that game.
And just win it pretty decisively by the end of that game. I mean, it was,
last-second touchdown against Michigan State, and then what we witnessed this Saturday. With Indiana.
Absolutely.
So
it was funny because I was with my folks at Blackstone's, and we watched the Indiana game there. And I mean, everybody saw the game. There wasn't that much to write home about, especially in that first half, first 3 quarters. In the third quarter, we don't even want to talk about, but the first half. And my folks are getting antsy. Al and Molly, they were getting a little bit excited. And I said, wait a minute, we got them right where we want them. I mean, have we not watched this 8 times already? What happened, I think, in that UNI game, I have sort of a pet theory. What happened is that their whatever you want to call it, when you get antsy or you get real excited or, you get nervous, whatever that sort of aspect of their playing got burned out of them by the end of that UNI game. And it was like they have become like Robotrons, man. They are like, they are so cold, when it comes to that. They don't shake, they don't waver, and they are in it for 4 downs. It's funny because being on the side of the quote unquote better team this year, I can't. There's been a lot of years when I've watched the Hawks, and it seems to me that we've kind of petered out and forgotten that there's a fourth quarter of play. You know what I mean? Not necessarily given up, but just letting the mental game sort of get to us. And this now it seems like we're on the opposite. And I've honestly watched. I mean, you and I went to that Arizona game. You could pick the spot in the third quarter where Arizona just rolled over. You know what I mean? They just rolled over. Because that mental game is they were beaten mentally, even though they still had a chance. I mean, you and I were still a little bit nervous. We're like, wait a minute. What, you guys are giving up. You guys haven't lost this game yet. You're certainly within your reach, but it's beautiful to watch these teams kind of mentally roll over. Indiana did it, I think, last week. This past Saturday on Halloween, I think they also kind of did it. Wisconsin, I would say, did it. Obviously, Michigan State played us down tooth and nail right to the end, so they're the exception of that one. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on the season, John?
Well, I hate to admit it, but for 3 consecutive weeks now, I have mentally conceded defeat.
Oh.
Wisconsin in the first half, I couldn't take it, by the way. So I went to Core Fitness. I could not take it. So I went to Core Fitness and I got on the elliptical EFX machine, and I'm just powering. I was going as hard as I could, watching on the little television screen because it seems to helps me when I move.
Now, did you listen to the feed or did you listen to AM 800?
Well, AM 800 doesn't come in very well when I'm at Core Fitness, so it was the broadcast.
Yeah.
Anyway, I said to myself, we were down, I believe, 10-0, and I said, and then against Michigan State, certainly, when they scored that touchdown at the end. And then when it looked like we were going to go down 28-7 to Indiana.
Indiana was ugly in the third quarter.
Those 3 moments, I basically said, it broke my heart, but I just kind of conceded defeat. I thought, that's it. And my heavens, if by the end of the game, all 3 times, we're not sitting there with the victory.
Right.
It's absolutely incredible.
It's great.
And I've never seen anything like it. I'm so proud of these guys. It is so, just to step back for me and remember, we need to take stock of how far this program has come. Kirk Ferentz, when he started here, we had 1 win his first season.
Yeah.
The next year we won 3 games.
Right.
There was no slam dunk that he was going to be able to bring us back. Once a program is down like that, it's not like the other teams aren't trying.
Not only that, but and also you got to think about from the recruiting standpoint. If you don't have a hardcore program